What's good, everyone? I just wanted to come in here with this sort of stream of conscious video to tell you about my thoughts on the final two DLC fighters for Smash Ultimate. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to watch random Smash Online matches while I tell you about the leading candidates right now and why or why not I think they might get in. So the first fighter I really wanted to talk about was Frisk from Undertale. He's kind of the most prominent one right now, and I feel like he kind of has a bit going for him in that people just won't shut up about Frisk being in Smash right now. The Paragon leak was where that really started, and since then, every 4chan poster and their mother has just been like, hey, Frisk is going to be the next DLC fighter. And while we do have a bit of a precedent for that not really working, like that doesn't necessarily indicate anything, it's honestly the best evidence of anything that we have right now. It's the most concrete. And if you're wondering why I don't believe the Paragon leak, it's because it was, although it was heavily accurate, it got a lot of specific things right, like King K. Rool's trailer, Banjo being a spin-off of the King K. Rool trailer. And it just got everything right. And but it said Frisk and Waluigi. And while I don't necessarily think that those two are completely deconfirmed for reasons I'll go into later, I don't think that there's a bit of a drama about the Paragon leak supposedly being linked to this other leak, and apparently he just stole some information and kind of rewrote the rest. Apparently, I think, I don't know, but there was something about it that this just isn't right. So, I think Frisk could get in. Honestly, again, out of everyone, we have the most info on Frisk, in that people won't shut up about him. So that's what I think. I think Frisk has, again, the best chance of anyone right now. Moving on, next fighter I want to talk about is Doom Guy, or the Doom Slayer. He was in that leak back in, like, I think it was January, that apparently guessed Joker, and then went into detail and said apparently got there was this fighting game that they got right and was confirmed, and then they said that the next fighters would be Erdrick, Steve, and Ryu Hayabusa and Doom Guy. And they got Erdrick right technically, but they messed up on some info for Joker in that they said that Jack Frost would appear on his stage, and Jack Frost did not appear on his stage. Now, while I don't think that the problem with that is I feel like people don't give that leak enough credit, because that leak wasn't edited, and it did guess Joker, which does give it some credibility. Even if it messed up on Jack Frost, and technically that does deconfirm the leak, it's still worth paying attention to. And the fact that they technically got Erdrick right as well, maybe they just didn't... Maybe they saw like a Steve Me costume and said, oh, this must mean Steve's in the game, which obviously he isn't. So I feel like Doom Guy might get in, possibly. I feel like he's fairly likely, especially compared to some of the other fighters. He might. I'd say he's in the top 5 most likely, based on what we know right now. Next, while we're on the subject, let's talk about Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. So basically, the thing with him is basically the exact same as Doom Guy. He was in that old leak back when, right after Joker came out, that leak came into prominence. And we don't have a ton on him. He's probably just as likely as Doom Guy at this point. Maybe less so, because the Doom games recently got ported to Switch, so that also works in favor of Doom Guy. And meanwhile, we don't have a ton of Ninja Gaiden content on the Switch, except for, I believe, the original Ninja Gaiden being on the NES for Nintendo Switch Online. Ooh, that was a good KO punch. Anyway, so, who else? Let's talk about Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot, we have nothing on him. People just think he's going to get in because it would be totally epic to have Crash Bandicoot in this game. We'd have like all the big platform boys in Smash. That'd be insane. Sonic, Crash, Mario, Mega Man all fighting each other. Crash would add a totally new layer to Smash. And just the fact that he was like a Sony character for the longest time. I mean, he's technically not owned by Sony, but he's owned by Activision. That'd just be epic. But so that might happen. But again, we have nothing concrete on Crash. So I'd say it's probably not as likely as, say, like Frisk or Doom Guy. But there is a solid chance we might actually get Crash. So he's worth talking about. But next up we have... Ooh, another great KO punch. That little Mac is a legend. Anyway, who else is there to talk about? Let's talk... Who else? I feel like I'm forgetting some of the bigger ones. Oh, yeah, Lloyd Irving. See, here's the thing with Lloyd Irving. I understand that there are Tales of Symphonia fans out there and fans of the Tales games in general. But, honestly, having another anime sword character in this game at this point is just kind of ridiculous. And I'm one of the guys who likes anime sword characters in this game. But even I have my limits, you know. I understand that having him in would kind of be a big deal, but if we could have Lloyd Irving or, say, someone like Crash or Doom Guy, I feel like most people are going to lean towards Crash or Doom Guy because they're just bigger names and they'd be more unique than Lloyd Irving. But I'm not totally against Lloyd Irving. Like, I wouldn't cry if he got in. But who else is there to talk about? Yeah, you know, I was kind of putting him off, kind of saving him for towards the end, but you knew I had to talk about him at some point. Okay, let's talk about Waluigi. So the thing with Waluigi is that he is not a third-party character, and that makes him different from all the other DLC fighters right now, discluding Piranha Plant. So I feel like Waluigi actually has a good chance of being the final fighter, but I don't think he's going to be fighter number 4, because I feel like Sakurai is saving a really big surprise to be the final fighter, and I feel like Waluigi would be the perfect character for that. What better way to go out on the fighter's pass than for Sakurai to break one of his biggest and longest standing rules of assist trophies not being playable? I understand why people think he might not get in. Like, his relevance has dipped. Like, if he were to get announced, like, I don't know, like before Smash Ultimate came out, then he would have been really relevant and everyone would have gone nuts. But he's not, like, he was a big meme at one point in summer 2018, but he's not really as big a deal as he used to be. But still, everyone would lose their minds if Waluigi got in. But it's like that one webcomic where Waluigi has the ray gun pointed at himself and he's about to kill himself, but then Ridley's like, hey man, enjoy your time not being in Smash while you have it, because when you do, no one's going to care about you anymore. And there is a certain truth to that. So, I mean, I kind of hope he gets in, but I'm not like a nut about it like some people online are. I do think that not enough people give him credit for standing a chance though, because Sakurai listens, and people. Oh, that was nasty. Anyway, I feel like not enough people give Waluigi credit. He does stand a plausible chance. And who else is there? I feel like Gino. Gino's a big one right now. So a lot of people thought that Gino might have gotten announced at EVO, but that clearly didn't happen. So the thing with Gino is everyone's saying if Gino's going to get in, it's got to be as his own character, not in the Fighter's Pass. And that kind of makes sense, what with Nintendo claiming copyrights on 2 of the songs in Super Mario RPG. One of which is Beware the Forest Mushrooms, which is often cited as basically Gino's theme song. So I feel like Gino... I feel like it'd be kind of mind-blowing if Gino got in. Man, that Ganondorf just keeps getting Star KO'd. But, yeah, I agree with the line of reasoning that if Gino gets in, it's going to be as a not as part of the Fighter's Pass. And I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm still curious as to why Gino's A, not a Mii costume, and B, Nintendo claimed copyrights on those two songs. It's kind of curious, but at the same time, I don't think it's quite enough to like. It's enough to get me curious, but not enough for me to say anything about it. Like, I mean, I am saying stuff about it right now, but at the same time, like, it's not enough to get me like, huh? Like, I remember back before Ultimate came out, Skull Kid, everyone was saying, oh, there's so much evidence in favor of Skull Kid. He's definitely going to get in. And lo and behold, he didn't. So we don't even have that much evidence on Geno yet, but people are saying that he might get in. So I think we might just be seeing another Skull Kid here. And then, of course, there's the fact that he's a spirit in World of Light, which really hurts his chances. So yeah, I'm saying probably no Geno, but again, I'm really curious as to what's going on with him right now. Maybe a port of Super Mario RPG? That'd be kind of cool. Who else is there to talk about? I am blanking on who else there is. Shantae. Shantae's a big one right now. So people were saying that they saw the Smash logo in her new trailer for the upcoming Shantae 5. And while that probably is a reference to Smash, I don't think that it means she's going to be in the game, because she is also a spirit in World of Light, which really hurts her chances. Because spirits are basically they're basically Sakurai's way of saying, you didn't get in, but hey, you still deserve representation. But I feel like Shantae is probably not going to get in, because I feel like WayForward just put that reference to the Smash Ball in the trailer because they're really happy that Shantae is a spirit. The little guys really like representation any way they can get it, so it makes sense. But still, having her in would be kind of cool. And if you're wondering why I say that Shantae and Geno being spirits isn't the same as Waluigi being an assist trophy, here's why. Because Waluigi would be the ultimate rule breaker. Everyone's been asking about him recently more so than Geno and Shantae. So that would just kind of be perfect for Waluigi to break the rules. He'd be the perfect guy to break that rule with. It wouldn't make a ton of sense if it were to happen with Geno or Shantae. And I don't think either of them could pull it off in the Fighters Pass. I feel like Waluigi's the only one who had enough drama or conversation about him to really get away with that, if that makes sense. Because Nintendo does know what they're doing with this Fighters Pass. So is there anyone else? I feel like I covered most of the big ones. Who am I forgetting? Yeah, that's most of the big ones. All the other ones are just like small noise about them. Those are all the big ones right now. So if something changes, or if there's a new candidate, you'll probably hear from me eventually. Like, I'm not going to be super consistent with my posting, but I'm going to try and stay relevant. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys liked hearing what I had to say about some of the more prevalent candidates for these final 2 slots. Alright, so with that said, I will see you guys later.